First. Okay, go. Here you go. You said you like Korean food, so my take on bulgogi.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
In addition to the constant training required to do well in the LEC, Rogue had to produce a lot of content this year. This means the boys are spending more time in front of the camera shooting things like commercials for Kia.
Have you read the script?
No.
No.
So right now what we're going to film is you just sitting here and chilling, relaxing before you get the message actually.
Could you put your right arm like on the bed like that? Or maybe up here?
Up here? Oh.
To make sure the boys look good on camera, it means they had to visit the makeup department. You know what they say, a little foundation goes a long way.
It's nice or not?
I think could you put one leg like a little bit more up? Like this? Like that, yeah.
But the other one.
Yeah, I think I would say the other one.
That you go all black into the sun? It would be a bit stupid. Not all black. Look at my socks. Okay, so you're gonna be hot everywhere except your socks?
Yeah. Got a message, alright, we gotta go. Okay, cut. Action.
And there's always time for a bit of fun on the set also.
Kia, best car in the world, Kia.
For a player to actually get the world, I think is really huge. From a gameplay point of view, you will improve so much playing internationally that when you come back to your region next split, it will be a lot easier, I think. At least that's how it was in my experience. Just from an enjoyment point of view, personally I remember being in these like 5-star hotels at Worlds. Like Riot really puts the effort in. I remember being on like a rooftop swimming pool. Like these are memories I always have, and I think it's just a great experience, like as a human.
World experience, I mean, last year and even the years before that was probably something I'll remember for my whole life. I mean, when I got into esports, one of my goals was to work during a World Championship as an interviewer. So on the human aspect, Laure was really happy about what I did, because I got to meet players that I only see on camera. Like, I'm a big fan of the LPL, I'm a big fan of the LCK, and I don't know, this fun girl in me getting to know Faker and like talk to him is, you know, it's always something.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, it's like the scale is like so huge compared to like ULCS, but also in Europe we had some like offline events, so I kind of was used already to play in like big stadiums and just like bigger crowds. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun that we went to like NA and we went to like 4 different big cities, like New York, Chicago, San Francisco. So we kind of saw different stuff. And we also went to Korea for like 3 weeks or 2 weeks maybe. So yeah, it's just a lot of, I guess, new experiences, and that's also part of why we play, right? So we can like travel the world a bit and like see new stuff, meet new people, and yeah, I'm glad we can do it.
My world experience back in the days was the best feeling. I was surprised of my feeling when I was playing Worlds. Compared to LCS EU, I was a lot of time nervous because I was like a rookie. So I was nervous when the match begins, still nervous for the first minutes. But against international teams, I felt no pressure at all. Also the People didn't put pressure on us because we were the underdogs, so that helps a bit, I guess, mental-wise. But the feeling definitely was like nothing to lose, so with this feeling I could go hammer against other AD carries from China or Korea and did well, so my skill improved a lot. I feel like this Worlds time made me improve a lot in confidence and lane skills, because I wasn't like the best laner, but after this World experience I was one of the best laner in EU 2018. And also it's well, it's nice to go to another country to perform. You see like a different environment. It's nice.
Playing the quarterfinals, it's been a success from us, but I don't want just to stop there. If we beat next KT, we're gonna make our names and everyone will remember us.
I talked to both Oscar and Steven about Worlds, and I think the things they told me about it seemed like it was just a complete experience from start to end, and it felt like it was just never ending, because when you're in there, you're in such a bubble of practice, maybe a different place, and the only thing that you're focusing on is just playing and getting better. So I think not only is it a valuable experience for you to have as a person, but also as a player.
The intensity is way higher when you go to Worlds, because people boot camp and they're like super motivated because they know it's like their maybe lifetime chance, right? So yeah, it's like the boot camp is like, I remember we were playing like pretty much all the time in H2K. Everyone was just playing solo queue all the time and then scrims. So yeah, you can see that the motivation, everything is like way higher, because it's not, I don't think it's like sustainable in the season for most of the players. Like of course we play a lot, but still people take some breaks, so they play like half of the days, which is I think like healthy for the longer run. But when the Worlds bootcamp starts, that's when like true no life training comes in.
I think the Worlds is really important for development of a player, a rookie, any players. I experienced it. I don't know, it just brings a lot of confidence, and that was your first goal. Mainly, most of the players' goal from the beginning of splits, beginning of years, when they achieve that, I don't know, they just get that world birth, I call it, and then they come back in EU solo queue and they stomp everyone. I always feel that it's like that.
I'm not sure, you know, some players they improve after Worlds, but some don't. I don't think it's like a rule that if you go to Worlds you're gonna be better coming back from Worlds, whatever place you achieve. It's just more like individually people are different and different stuff works for different people. So for someone going to Worlds will be like, wow, I want to beat those guys next time, I'm gonna try harder, and then he's gonna do it, and someone else will be like, oh, they're just too good for me, so I would just like stick to chilling EU, you know. So I would say it depends on people, and for sure, mostly it's a good experience, right? Because you just, I mean, mainly like the peak of the team level is always highest at Worlds, because after the boot camps and the whole season, people know like the most about the patches, because they also don't change. So then you can like work on really small things in the games. So yeah, probably you learn always learn some new stuff, so that's good.
Hey, stop filming.
This is to make the parmesan. Very small stuff. What dish are we making today? What do you think, Corey? Dish will be like having some kiwi, some rice, some spätzle, carrot, egg, and cooking some water. Water? Yeah. Wow. Look at this carrot maker. What a god. Excuse me, Mr. You have never lost a carrot.
You see that the carrot has holes in it? It's so old it has holes in it.
Yeah.
Very disgusting.
But you can start like from behind here, so you're not in the front.
Lunch is ready. Inspired.
No, it's disgusting.
Okay, we're gonna have a conversation about League of Legends. What? We're gonna have a conversation about League of Legends.
No.
Why?
I will just ask you when the food is ready. Because I'm really hungry.
Okay.
Wait a second, Inspired, you have to wait for an action.
When you say action, like start touching.
You will start touching now.
Too fast.
Okay.
Slowly or?
And action.
Oh, hello, Hans.
Oh,
What are you
hey.
doing?
I'm cooking something.
Are you really cooking that early in the morning?
Yeah.
Could you hurry up? I'm actually a bit hungry.
Phone call?
Oh, did you hear that? Oh, you have the same
Oh.
message?
Yeah.
I think we need to leave. I think we need to
Go.
leave. Just go fast, go fast, go fast.
Easy as
Actors.
Easy as fuck.
Acting gamer.
Wenn man wieder so Bewegungen lernen, weißt du?
You're so natural to do again.
Very tired already. Can we finish it? Now it's time for you to eat it.
No.
Now
But look, we need to have something.
Hey,
what is this?
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay. Same thing, now you can cut like normally. Because now we're going to, for one detail, we're going to stand your hands so
Okay.
it can be look really natural.
No.
Also put it in the bowl. Okay, now we're going to do the thing that we did before. So you want Karotten?
For this team, I think getting to Worlds is everything right now. I think that the players have such high expectations of themselves that it would be a lot of disappointment if players that they think they are better than would get there before them, right? Especially now that there is 4 slots for Worlds, I think that's nice, and it also increases the expectations to get there, right? So from a growth point, we still have a while to go for the rest of this split, and we still have a lot to improve. But I think we're all positive towards this goal, and we all think it's very achievable for us. So we're giving our all to it.
I think to me, Worlds is the greatest goal, right? It's where you have your chance to prove yourself at the largest stage, where I think the whole world is watching. Growing up, I was always watching every World Championship with a lot of enthusiasm. It was like the most hype moment of every year, when I think especially group stages was like, it was so hectic, anything could happen, and it was just extremely hype. And for me to play on that stage would mean everything, would mean the world to me, the Worlds.
Yeah, I mean it would mean the world to me, I was gonna say. No, but it means a lot making it there, right? It feels like the ultimate thing to come to Worlds and try to achieve something, right? Because sometimes like no one remembers you if you came 3rd or 4th or whatever place you placed, right? Even if you were always at the top, no one will remember you unless you became the very best, right?
I think already brought that ROGUES world. It's the world thing. Must be Swedish.
It's really important, especially for the 3 rookies, Finn, Inspired, Larsen. I think they could evolve to like a better one, like so much better one for the next split, let's say, if we get to Worlds. Well, we have to do well at Worlds as well. I have never experienced something like doing shit at Worlds, losing everything. If that happens, I don't know what happens.
I don't think people should care to just go like Worlds, losing group stage, and then, whoa, we went to Worlds, we are so good, because it's just like, it's nothing special, I would say, you know. I mean, I know they really want it. To go to Worlds. I mean, every player who's never to Worlds for sure always wants to go to Worlds. I think it's like a bit overrated just going to Worlds, as I said, but I mean, it's like a big chance, right, to achieve something greater. So that's like why people want to go there, and for sure it's also nice to like play against people from other regions. You just see the votes off all the time, right? Because let's say Kasper watches LPL all the time, then other people watch Korea all the time, so they really want to see how good they are in reality.
I think I feel more hungry than before. Before, my first year was like I was the guy that always follow the others because they are like more experienced than me, or it was just how my personality was. I think I changed a bit. Right now, I think I take decisions on my own more. I have more like an opinion for myself, and sometimes I lead people. So doing that, I feel like I have more willpower to go towards. So yeah, I would say now I want to go words more, and it's also in China. Might be in China.
Your channel?
China.
China. Oh.
So it's good.
Yeah, back then I think I really wanted to go to Worlds, but now I really want to win the split in EU. But it's also going to Worlds, right? If you win a split. But yeah, I think now if I had to choose, I would just want to win a split because I never did that. But of course, I also want to go to Worlds. So I guess the shift changed a bit. Because back then, I mean, I wanted to win a bit as well, but I really wanted to go to Worlds, and now it's a bit different, right? But I actually would like to win the split a lot.
Imagine having a house here. So close to the farm.
Then have a house on a farm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you shower your face?
Yeah.
So smart.
How can I shower without showering face?
So smart.
Why did you shower?
Because
I'm a human.
because he's a monkey.
So he gets makeup and then he showers.
I had to. Why not?
Call the police, he doesn't have a driver license.
Do you have one?
Police, don't watch
I
this
do
video.
not. Okay, what is the police number actually?
You don't know?
Don't know either.
It's the same in every country.
Really?
What?
997?
No, that's
Okay, jetzt brauchen wir einmal kurz.
Is it when you need help?
997. Who's yelling? How scary was it that someone honked?
Huh?
What did you think when someone honked?
I said that driving a car is like solo queue, but for normal people. If someone misplays, everyone gets fucking mad and flames him.
You come from here and drive away in that direction.
What I put on is get in.
Sure, why not?
No.
You don't want it? But what we can do is like, Finn, you can have the window down so we can see you.
Okay. Hi, my name is Finn. I play League of Legends professionally for Team Rogue. I'm 21 years old and my role is top lane.
Kled, I guess. Kled is the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about Finn.
Finn as a player is quite crazy. He likes to fight and he has weird champion picks. But that's the beauty of Finn. Even though sometimes he ins it and tries to be a psycho like people. But Finn is a very nice guy, hardworking. Sometimes too nice, I think. I think Finn can be more alpha and stand up for himself and not just say yes.
Well, Finn is like a really nice person. He's not really trying to argue with anyone. He's like the guy that if someone makes a mistake, most of the time he just takes the mistake on himself because he doesn't like to argue with people. He doesn't look like it, but yeah, he looks like someone who is like, I don't know, going to the gym is like really like brave and he's talking a lot. He looks like it, but in real life he's just a shy guy, I would say.
Well, before the corona time, he was always going to the gym. He always takes care of himself physically, and yeah, he's really healthy. He's surprisingly a guy that doesn't tilt at all. I think during our team practice, didn't really have that type of person in my past teams that rarely tilts.
Yeah, he's pretty chill as a teammate. He's pretty chill. He's chilling.
Finn is a very interesting person. He is, I would say, the player who has more knowledge about different things in life. It feels like he's very mature, and then at the same time he's very interested in you. Like sometimes he will come to you and like, hey Isma, how are you doing? How is your day going? I know sometimes it could feel like kind of he's just asking a question just for asking, but he is actually interested in knowing who you are, what you're doing, how is everything going. So it feels that it's very, very genuine from him.
Handsome. No, but of course he gets a lot of attention for being this like handsome top laner, model-wise, right?
Finn is the best, like really, Finn is the best. I mean, as an interviewer, I have to interview rookie players, and sometimes it's hard just to know how and where to poke to get something out of these players because they don't feel comfortable enough on camera. And Finn, he has like this, I know it's gonna sound weird, but he has like this natural charisma, right? Like he comes in the room and he radiates the room, and I had the same feeling in interviews, like just about the smile, the camera look, the everything, it feels natural to him, and I mean his presence is so enjoyable on camera. I think it could be a big brand. He could become a big brand because he's nice, he's good at the game, he presents well. I mean, Finn is one of the players I like interviewing the most just because I know you're just gonna have to be yourself and it's gonna be enough. And yeah, I'm really glad that he joined the league because he just, you watch him, I mean, you look at him and you just want to smile along. That's what I get from him. It's, I guess Finn is smiling, so I need to smile as well because, yeah, it's contagious.
I feel like he doesn't realize that he's a good-looking person and he attracts lots of attention. And then, like, of course, right now, with all the public eye and stuff like that, so he's not he doesn't take it like to build his ego more and more and more, so he just keeps the ground all the time. So that's really important.
He also get a lot of criticism this split for, I mean, being the so-called weak link of Rogue, right? But I think he's done an excellent job, like expanding his playstyle. Because when I started to coach him last year in academy, he was this, like, everyone was talking about his Relia and Kled and carry champions, right? And he can only play one style, like really one-dimensional player. And this split, I think he showed a lot of improvement in terms of playing weak side and dragging a lot of attention from the enemy junglers, right? Getting shut down a bit sometimes, but at the same time we still win with it, right? And he's fine being 10-15 CS behind and still doing a lot of job in team fights and pressuring the map. So that's what comes to mind when I think about him.
You can perceive through the camera that Finn is a very nice person. So if you are genuine and you can perceive he's genuine, and then at the same time you're a nice guy, people won't feel the same, like kind of flaming him or just saying bad stuff about him. Like, of course, people still criticizing playing style or whatever, but it's not at this level of toxicity because you can tell like he's a nice guy. So that's why, like, you need to be a nice guy.
My car?
Oh shit!
Jarsen's car.
Hey, this is not the car we were shooting before, right? This one is better.
Huh? Which is needed. It's a really nice car.
That's a really nice car.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Really, really nice. I'll talk to the cameraman in a second and then...
This car is cool, kinda, no?
I mean, it's like the other car, it's a different color.
Is it the same?
Yeah.
So this car I could have. The other one?
The other one was same.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like few more minutes.
I mean, the sun has killed me. We're like frogs.
But it's easier also if you put your elbows against your knees.
Yeah. Is that team building? That is what we do in exercise, no? Yeah.
There is too much sand.
So you just be careful because I'm going to drive the car a little bit. They're like monkeys. No, we're like frogs in the shadow.
Pray for your life.
Behind the car? No? Oh. Wow, you're so strong, huh? Oh.
So, what is the plan?
So what would you say?
I don't know.
Hello, 3-2-0.
That's what boomers say.
What? Hello, zero or what?
That's what boomers say.
Is that what he said?
No, he said, yo, 3-2-0.
3-2-0?
Yeah, it's like rhymes as well.
Let's go.
Hello, shit was there, like yo, 3-2-0.
Are you a rapper now too?
It's
just a bit of rapper.
Young Katsby. That's his name.
He's a little inspired.
Lil Katsby.
Lil Katsby.
Lil Katsby. or young Kacpi.
No! 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 Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! No! 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 Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Take it, Arsenal! No! 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 Okay, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take him. Dude, he's so scared right now.
He doesn't like you. Keep me fast my shoe. Lasse, keep me fast my shoe.
He's gonna get driven over. I'm gonna drive over him. I need to save him.
Oh, that's true.
What is this? A spider?
No.
Look, this guy is the man of...
Wait, but you threw him from the 10th.
No.
He's like that. You're like, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it.
You just threw him from the rooftop.
I could throw him from like the top of the tree and they wouldn't die.
They won't.
No. It's like same cats can jump for like houses and survive. We would like die.
You think he would? I didn't think he died.
They definitely did not die.
I definitely did not.
I mean, if
but you injured him.
I did get the script.
What are you doing?
The script didn't say I had to run after his car.
She has to run after the car.
Sure.
He carried us.
Are you reading the script now?
No. Do you think I actually believe you or what?
So Marcus, how many times did you appear in Rogues?
0, I think. Maybe once, I'm not entirely sure. I have been a bit behind the camera a lot. But I have never actually been in the series, I think.
Can you tell us where Marcus was in Rogues?
He was not in it, no? Was he in it? He wasn't, right? Yeah. Why not?
I mean, okay, it's like this, right? The reason what happened last year, because I think there was an episode about our training, right, and our fitness. And what happened last year was that we were going to have some team building activity, right? And we were gonna play football. And we played football. And I was literally smurfing it, right? I was going on and off, I was everywhere. And then suddenly, Ismail got really mad. There was a better football player than him. So he just broke my knee. He ruined it, he destroyed it. That's really important to have in this episode, right? So, so I got injured. I was walking on the crouches here in Germany, right? I thought it was fine, it hurt a bit. But then I came home to Sweden at Christmas and my mom told me, like, you have to check this up, you can't even walk straight. I did, and one day later I was in surgery. And they said if I kept it for 1 more week, then it would have ended maybe permanent damage. So, but that's one of the reasons I haven't been in the episode, because I have been injured.
Was he in the background of any of the shots? I don't think so.
Alan was more in Rogues than Marcus.
I think so too.
And here's our balcony. And it's actually a balcony I like to use. I don't think many people use it, but...
Hey, my name is Alan Kuczynski, aka Alan234, and I'm an...
I guess the reason number 2 is my girlfriend graduated during the team building week we had. So she took her exam in law or whatever, so I was not actually here for that week.
Marcus was preparing secret drafts during the whole time. That's why he could not show himself. We locked him in the basement and he wouldn't get out until he found the winning draft.
I always see Koya and Tian walk around, right? Filming everything. And I try to sneak around a bit. I'm not the biggest fan of being on camera, right? I'm just actively trying to avoid it, I guess.
We have enough scenes over here. We saved them all for this episode. But how is he not in any of the episodes?
Because he's a master of stealth.
My name is Marcus Blumigan Blom. I'm 27 years old from Sweden and I'm the assistant coach for Rogue.
I first came in contact with Marcus a long time ago because I was playing in some kind of amateur scouting grounds tournament thingy.
Before there was all this E-Masters, which I think Riot have done an insane amount of job with and building our ecosystem in European regional leagues, right? But back then there was a lack of that. And there was scouting grounds for Europe that people got invited to.
And then they had brought in 2 coaches basically that would draft the players from the scouting grounds and then put their teams against each other, right? So Marcus was one of these coaches and I was his first pick back then.
I mean, I didn't really know. Finn didn't play competitive back then. I saw him in solo queue because I always like to scout like and find talent. I think it's like interesting watching like these young rookies, or not even rookies at the point, right? Just play solo queue and see how they play and see if they have potential. And I saw this guy, Finn. I didn't even know he was Swedish, right? I thought it was just like a random name. I thought it was Norwegian. And I saw this guy play Kled, and I saw him play Irelia, and I thought, who is this guy, right? Like I thought it was a Smurf account from some LCS player. But it turned out to be him, and I was like surprised when he was Swedish, and I really wanted to see him, so I drafted him first. I saw a lot of potential in that guy.
So that's how I first met him, and we actually swept the match against the other team, 3-0. It was very quick and easy.
Because I always had decent contact with Larsen, regardless of what region or ERL Larsen played with at the time, right? I always spoke a lot with Larsen, and then he played with XT Smiley and Larsen in NIP, but the first time I actually got to work with Finn was in Rogue.
And Marcus, as a person, he's a very good friend to me because I've known him for a long time. Ever since I started playing in Season 4 and I got high rank in Season 4, Marcus was also a high rank player in solo queue. So I met him there, and we played actually in a team together in Season 5. We played in 2 different Swedish tournaments, and yeah, I got to know him very early, and it's always been there for me. We have always talked to each other through the years. So it's a nice thing to have him here with me. And I've seen his development as a person from when he was 20 until now, when he's older. He went from being an immature person, I would say, was not very caring that much about other people's feelings. So a person who understands other people a lot and looks from the other person's perspective. So it's a guy that I've seen so much development in, and now he's a very nice guy and a good friend, as I said. Yeah.
He went through many different teams as I think very first player, but then coach, analyst. He coached in Turkey, in Russia, and LEC. He taught me a lot of things since we started working remotely in the academy team spring 2019. And yeah, he's also, I think, the coach that plays the most solo queue in the coaching stuff. So sometimes he gets into higher elo games as well and has good insights on bot matchups, for example.
He's the guy that it's weird, but I always bump to him sometimes. Like when I enter the door, open the door, he's there and we bump each other. I bump to him like 10 times in a week or something. It's quite fun.
So you guys are like magnets, find each other?
Yeah, we just, I don't know, they just, they want to give us that energy, I don't know how you call it, but when you have contact, physical contact with someone, you have this, I don't know, I don't remember the word for it.
I just want to sleep, man. Can I sleep? This guy wants to sleep. If you also want to sleep, I want to sleep forever. Like. Right, I want to sleep.
It's important for now.
He wants to sleep. I want to sleep.
Hold like this again.
Look at Tien.
Like this.
He definitely doesn't.
Okay, so you don't get any food anymore.
Okay, so, okay.
Just think of the next meal.
Stand here, I know that I will
Just think of the next meal.
Next meal is open the same.
He's made
He wants
carbonara.
noodles.
Where?
Soup, noodle soup.
Where?
In the middle of Berlin.
I'm down. I'm down. He's paying. He's paying.
Yeah, he has to pay.
He's paying this time. Finally we got him. We got him good.
Where's my bag? Where
He
did I leave
escaped
my
it
bag?
like 5 times in a row.
I left my bag in the car, right?
Yes.
Oh, I lost all my money
But
here.
your shoes, I don't know where your shoes are.
And I'll give Vander a sign like this, so just so you know that I don't. This is not for you, this is for. But I go back? You go back. Cut!
Oh. I knew he wants to kill us! I just knew it!
Right guys, you're in for a ride. Okay, I'm going back, right? Or I go around?
Gotta go again?
I go around or...
Stop!
Okay, cut. Unfreiwillige Comedy.
Victory. This is what I waited for a whole day. It's like my reward for doing content. Oh. We are not allowed to show the brand.
Oh.
So it's ice cream, yeah.
This is ice cream.
It's ice cream. No brand. No brand.
You know how you eat ice cream, Koi?
No, how?
You eat all the white thing here and this thing, and then you leave it. It's like this chocolate hanging. So you like eat until here the white thing and this, and you like leave the chocolate until last. That's the way.
That is like 10 seconds.
It's more than 3 seconds.
I was trying to leave it until last, but it fell
Please
off.
don't eat it.
I want to eat it anyway. What do you guys think?
It's 50 cents, just eat it. Don't eat it, man!
Why no!
Oh my god!
No.
Now I can't eat it.
No.
That's so sad. That's the best part of the ice cream.
You failed! What are you doing?
Want me to push you or what? Yes, push me. Go, Pushka, go! Go! Pushka goes in. It doesn't work, look at it. It works!
This criticism of Rogue not being able to compete with the very top teams, I think essentially is, I see where people are coming from, right? We're not like this explosive team like G2 or Mad Lions who will pressure one map, like side of the map really hard, and then suddenly they collapse towards the other side with all 5 people and it just dive 5v3 and the map explodes, right? You haven't seen too much from Rogue like that, right? We're not as fast, but I don't necessarily think it's worse. I think we proved versus G2 last week, even though we lost in the end, right? That our style, even though G2 is not playing at the top right now, right? We can for sure like be a world-class team, because if people make mistakes versus our play style, it's not as easy as to play as people think.
I don't really pay attention to all the comments or the narratives or whatever they say, because maybe we're not as good as our record, maybe we are, but in the end, if we win, everyone's gonna think we are. So the only thing we can do is really just practice and play better.
There's a lot of people still that are naysayers when it comes to Rogue and who don't put you in the same basket as a team like Mad Lions because you're maybe not as flashy always. What do you have to say to those people?
Well, I really don't care what other people think about us. I just want us to play the best as we can. We're not Mad Lions, we're not G2, we're Rogue, right? We play our game. We don't play like other teams. We just want to play like how we want to play. So, yeah, I don't really care what other guys are thinking. I just want to win, and that's all.
It's complicated because I don't feel like I have the same perception of Rogue than the other talents, for instance. Like, I'm actually really happy about what you guys have been doing. I don't consider that you guys play safe always and that you wouldn't take risk if the situation doesn't call for it.
And it's hard to say because we haven't played the Korean teams or Chinese teams, right? Like it's easy to say that EU as a region is weaker this split, and China LPL looks really strong, but it's really hard to say until we actually see like how the game goes, right? Because we have Mad, who like kind of plays like an LPL team in terms of quickness and how they play, right? And then the other team, I would say this split, who's like closest to assemble a style like that is Misfits, but we will see how the style clashes between different teams and how it works, right? Because FPX, for example, they played a really monotone style last Worlds, and everyone knew what doing B was gonna farm up and just roam. I mean, they played Rise and roamed Nautilus, Ornn, right? And people said it was gonna be so easy for G2 in the finals, how explosive they're gonna be, but look what happened. So I don't think it's as easy as look at one team's play style and say this team is gonna beat this team, right?
I thought your ceiling was lower than this. So I was actually really surprised to see how far you can go. And now that I've seen that you guys actually can take on any team, except G2 for now, to me, Rogue is now a team that can make finals and that could actually win finals, which is something that I didn't see yet in spring.
Siri, is Rogue going to win LEC?
I'm not sure I understand.
Is Rogue going to win Avicii?
That's a nice way to say no.
What does it mean to go Rogue?
Here's what I found.
Go Rogue. Go Rogue.
This is mine and Alex over here.
Nice.
In the meeting room.
Of course.
I always try to tease Trevor, but at this point he has too many other things. Our trophy case
Nice.
It's still too empty.
And waiting for the next round. In a few weeks.
There is one. First computer partner. Like we physically do not have kitchen.
Physically we don't have. We don't have more.
And everything.
The place is so cool. So the reason for my visit today is simple. You are the only ones I didn't pay a visit to yet. And I like to get to know the teams outside of the games. I mean, that's the thing I like the most. I was curious about the Rogue office and how you guys train and what comes under these huge performances you guys had during the split. So yeah, I'm actually interested to see how you guys work. So I'm Laure, I'm the interviewer for the LEC, and outside of that, I'm an esports journalist as a whole. I've been doing this for 4 years now. And yeah, I just love esports a lot and I want to do everything I can within esports. Oh, the view is amazing.
After we finish, I'm going to show you.
I just had a tour of the office and I will not compare it to the others' office because you guys don't need to know. But you have a lot of space, really. You have a lot of space. Players have a lot of rooms, even outside of the scrim room, that's how I like to call it. And yeah, it feels more like a home than an office, so I can see why players like it here.
Here you go. You said you like Korean food, so my take on bulgogi.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
It smells amazing. It smells so good.
One more.
Thank you.
I think this one's nice. What's this?
This one is cool, yeah.
You happy? You happy? You happy?
Yeah, I am.
Does it taste good or does it only look good?
It's so good.
Yeah?
It's really good, yeah.
It's been in the kitchen since 10.
No way. No, but taking the tour, I was actually surprised to see so many people here. I mean, usually when I visit gaming houses, it's like the players, the coach, the assistant coach, and maybe the manager, and that's it. So, but here it's like, again, it's like an entire family. Feels great. Thanks for the invite.
See you
It's
next
really
time.
cool. Yeah. Good luck
Enjoy.
this weekend. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, see you tomorrow. How did you like the trip to the office?
That's really cool. Thank you for inviting me again.
I mean, you can come over whenever you like, I guess.
Okay, bye bye, Alex.
Bye.
It's been a fantastic split so far for Rogue. This one feels like a reawakening. Securing and holding a spot at the top of the standings is a good look.
So match of the week for the LEC is the hypest matchup you can find. It's supposed to be the two best performing teams at that time facing off against each other. Sometimes, I mean, it's not always correct because when you've seen the results this split and when we had like Fnatic facing G2, it doesn't feel that match of the week, but it's also, I mean, it's not only about performances, it's also about the history of these teams, but it is the match you don't want to be missing out on, mostly.
We have a different style. We are ready to take risk. Back in 200 years, by the way.
Steal it anyway. Moonlight Vigil! Whoa, the Infernum damage does a huge amount.
As much as Larson and Inspired look like the premier jungle mid duo, this is a bot lane that is worth watching, and they're a big reason why Rogue is on top.
The thing with match of the week, I think that I don't think it's different playing it or anything. I just think playing against G2 is way different, and it happened to be our match of the week. The promotion really don't affect me because I mean I see this video, but I don't really watch the show, and I'm not really on social media that much, so I don't really come across it that much.
So you don't get like more hyped?
No, I try to not care.
Is this a lane swap? Wait, can we quickly look at what the Scion's doing, observers? Because
doing Razorbeak?
I think the Scion just did a camp, no?
Oh, he did all the small Razorbeaks.
Small Razorbeaks.
Oh,
yes.
Mickey.
Wait.
Mickey.
Oh,
Put the one.
Oh, so close.
Versus G2, we obviously had a well-practiced comp that we wanted to play, right? Like we lane swapped on level 1, which was an idea the players came up with actually.
Kinda came from swapping a Scion into a bot lane where he would be able to catch farm while dying, and your team is then pushing and punching enemy top laner top, which do not have a Scion passive and will not be able to catch the farm if he dies.
And everything we prepared for the draft actually happened, so it was like the perfect scenario for the lane swap. And it went pretty well, right? I mean, it was a bit uncharacteristic playstyle from Rogue since like the beginning it was a lot of kills and the casters were laughing so much.
Awesome! Alright. Do you know that meme? You know that meme? No, Medic, seriously, you know that meme where like you see the dude with the butterfly and he's like holding it up?
Is this
All I can, no, I'm like, is this good League of Legends? That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Peak League of Legends.
Is this peak League of Legends?
Well, we came into the game feeling quite good, I think. We were all kind of aware of what we needed to do. And as the game progressed, I think we got more stressed.
Then, towards the 50-minute mark, we had a really fed Aphelios, and I think we had troubles closing up the game. And honestly, I think we played really bad after a certain amount of time, which made G2 be able to crawl back into the game. I think up until the Baron point, I think we were in a really good spot, right?
When Syndra burst is really high.
Syndra, can we meet Syndra, guys? You steal it.
Okay.
You steal it. Hey guys, don't make it low, don't make it low.
Can you go on Syndra?
No, don't end it. Syndra will steal it, guys. Can Sionis go on him? Hello, Sion.
Yeah, okay, I go. They want to burst it. Hey, wait. I think I will get it.
I got Syndra. Okay, best end run for Drake.
Yeah.
And I think the mic check also revealed, like, we were aware of Syndra wanting to steal it, right? And to do this, we should have done everything in our power, maybe stop Baron a bit early to kill her, right? Because she's their only chance. It was a bit unfortunate, obviously, but we needed to communicate and better in that particular moment and listen to each other and actually zone her out of the Baron so she's not able to steal this.
It really made us crumble in the end because we had such a lead that it should be impossible to throw it unless you really mess up. And we were just running around in circles trying to chase ghosts, and eventually they caught us off guard and we lost the game.
Answers that.
Oh shit, they were.
Okay.
So cringe.
Such a free game.
I mean, this loss was extra painful for me. I think I made so many stupid mistakes that if I would have not made, we probably would have won. And I know other people feel the same, but at least for me, it felt like a huge defeat. Not only because how important the game was, but because of how we lost it. And it's hard to recover after a loss like that.
I mean, after the game, everyone was obviously really disappointed in the loss because we felt it was our game to lose. Me and Simon spoke about what we think went wrong. We obviously don't go to the players instantly and start talking about it. We spoke a bit individually with the players later on when everyone had calmed down about what we think went wrong, and then they give their opinion, right? The players almost always sits behind, like, doesn't matter if we win or lose, sitting behind their screen checking the replays anyway and discussing for a long time about what they think could have gone better or worse, right?
I think you need to just put it behind you. Of course you want to learn from it and you want to take what you can from it, but you play so many games every week that there's so much to take from every game that you shouldn't lean too much on a game like this where you were in control and you just lost. You should just move on and focus on next.
But I think the important thing for us is that we know that we're there's still 5 games left, and if we focus on ourselves and upcoming weeks and we win those games, then this loss doesn't matter, right? The important part is that we beat Mad Lions, and we should focus on ourselves to do that and not look in the past. I mean, after the loss, we all went together, the entire management and all the players went together to a Korean barbecue restaurant nearby, and we just it was actually really good for everyone. I think it took some focus off the loss instantly, and people were laughing a bit and trying to cheer each other up, right? We tried to not talk too much about the game. Obviously, we spoke about the game, right? But the main focus was on us having fun, and I think it was a good break from the intense training we always have and the games.
I think it was nice to ensure everyone that we shouldn't be too harsh on ourselves and kind of think about something else for a while, because after a loss I think everyone's mental state's in the worst possible. So just forcing people to go out and do something else, not just be alone with their thoughts, is helpful.
On the next episode of Rogues.
Rogue surprised everyone by being dominant all split long, because I feel like coming from spring, we knew that the potential was there, but we didn't know how far you could go. So now, I mean, you guys are at the top of the LEC, so the next step for me is proving that you can perform and adapt in best of 5 series.
Thanks for watching. Please follow us for more episodes and remember to go Rogue.